There we go. Okay, we are recording. Happy December team call, you guys. We do have Stephanie here today. Her and I jumped on a call yesterday, and we were just trying to figure out a way to best support you girls through the changes that you're navigating. We appreciate you guys still wanting something from this opportunity. I know how scary it can be when like the person you kind of looked up to in this and saw her have success with it, to kind of go elsewhere. And I'm glad that you guys are still staying clear with your vision, like why you started this, and not allowing what it didn't serve somebody to not serve you as well. So yeah, just really proud of you guys for just sticking to what you love and reminding yourself that this is your business and you started it for you, right? So you didn't start it for anyone else. I mean, you may have been encouraged by somebody to start, but you did it because you needed to make changes in your life. So with that being said, I did make some slides tonight, so I'm going to go over what we have on the go. And I'm worried because I have a waiting room established here. So if I don't, hopefully someone will just let me know in the chat if they see somebody and I don't. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and present this. So I've decided to call this Building Fearless Empires just because I feel like it's a nice way to incorporate both of the teams, and it's sort of what we've called our chat now. So I just like it. I think that it sounds very bold, and I feel like anybody who's going to show up for calls like this wants something from this opportunity or wants to learn more about it. So that's why I have stuck with that. Just it's two teams colliding right now. So I think it's very fitting. And tonight's discussion, we're going to go over the 9-week Control Freak launch. I'm going to chat a little bit about time management because I know that's something that comes up a lot and things that have helped me. I wanted to talk about the diamond formula a little bit because I personally believe that if you simplify the path to diamond, it doesn't seem so daunting. So I want to show you guys basically how I look at it, and maybe it'll change your perspective and not make it seem like it's so far out of your reach. And then I have decided to sponsor a family for Christmas. My team, Empires and Endorphins, has decided to do this. You guys are more than welcome to join. The more the merrier, the more the word gets out, but we'll chat about that a little bit later. And then there's a workout bet and a reindeer dash happening as well this month, and just how we adapt moving forward. So I might have to move this around. So with the 9-week Control Freak launch, guys, the VIP Coach Access is a team building gold mine. The reason why I say the power of 5 here is because I want you guys, if you guys are team builders and you want to build a team, use this launch to your advantage. The power of 5 is a huge, powerful number for you because whether you have 0 coaches under you, 2 coaches under you, 5 gets you, like getting 5 coaches under you in 1 month gets you that coach bonus. I think it's like $100 and something. So you'll get an extra $100, which who doesn't need an extra $100 around the holidays? You'll also hit Success Club 10 if you're an Emerald or above coach. And you will also have 5 new coaches on your team. And if you divvy them up the right way, you'll be 1 step closer to diamond, depending on how many coaches you have under you. So shoot for the stars, you guys. If you start talking about this right now, I know a lot of you have already started talking about it, and that's a good thing. The longer you're talking about it, the more interest you'll get. Some people don't watch stories every day, right? So you got to think that like you might not even be hitting somebody's ear if you're not talking about it every day. I have decided, just from jumping off of Rachel's call, she made a really good point to try to start it on January 11th. And here's the reasoning. You could easily hit Success Club in December and January by January 11th if we hold off. Reason being is because we have to wait for the package. Then everybody, or most people at least, they get Christmas money. You know, they'll either get it in the form of a gift card, they'll get it in a card with cash, what have you. So knowing that people will have that extra money available and they'll be wanting to start something in January, like everyone does. You guys know January is a good month for coaching. So if you try to make it your goal to do the power of 5 in both, and just make it your goal, like you don't have to hit it, but just try, like maybe trying to strive for that will help you. And just using that as a target point. But trying to do that in both months, that means you could hit Success Club 10 in both months, and you can also add 10 coaches to your team in 2 months. That's diamond right there. So, I mean, I'm not saying you have to do that, but shooting for that goal could get you very far. The other reason why we do the coach access first, but we're not starting till middle of January, is simply so that we have the time to get the product in and can do an official unboxing like an IGTV or a story and show everybody what comes in this package, because it is a higher price point. So I know that that can be a little bit scary because we're used to working with a different budget, but don't forget that people will have a little bit of extra money to put towards their goals, right? Even if the first thought is like, oh, I want to go out and buy some new clothes, whatever's left over, you might be that birdie in their ear, and you want to be that birdie in their ear, right? And from now until January 11th, you're going to show up every day and you're going to be the person they think about when they're starting something or wanting to start something, right? So for those of you that don't know, the program is 9 weeks long, of course. That one's a pretty much no-brainer. They're 20 to 35-minute workouts. There's a core ball, door track, and a step is actually optional. So every move that Autumn uses a step for, you don't actually have to use. There's like basically a modification. You just don't use the step. Some people are saying that Amazon's a better choice for the step, price point wise and getting to you faster. I mean, I know that if you want the commission, you can try to sell the Beachbody step, but a lot of people will try to find a cheaper option, and that's okay. You're still going to make a decent commission if you sell the challenge pack, because it is a higher price, right? So yeah, why Coach Access is first and why not till second week of January. I already explained that, but those are the new pricings. So this is just because it comes with that additional equipment, and you can explain the value in that. Once you have that door track, like you can use it for so many different workouts. You know what I mean? It's good for travel. Like if you pack it in a suitcase, you could do some Beachbody workouts while you're on vacation in your room, whatever. So it's actually a pretty, I want to say, valuable pack, right? So it's 205 for the promo pack, or so sorry, I'm messing up here a little bit. There's no digital access available. So I know that sometimes we'll just buy the digital access and use whatever we have for equipment on hand. The reason why they decided not to do digital access for 9-week Control Freak is because that door tracker is so important. She uses it in every single workout. So they just wanted to make sure we have the appropriate equipment so that when we're talking about it and advertising it and showing our results, it's done properly, right? So that's just them trying to cover their butt and make sure that we have everything we need. So it will be $154 for a coach price for US dollars. So if you want to write that down, try to make a budget for that. I know it's a little steep, a little more steep than we probably want to pay for an early access right now, but you guys, this is your business. And if you're shooting for that power of 5 both months, that's going to come back to you tenfold in commission. So just keeping that in mind, that if you're going to go all in with this, you're going to want to go all in with this, with talking about it and trying to get people on. The other thing to talk about is, yes, the challenge pack itself, even on sale, is $100 or $235. So yes, it's a bigger sell. And we will maybe come up with, maybe we'll all just toss around ideas on how we personally are gonna get that message out there without people going, no, not for me. Maybe that's something we come up with together. Maybe Steph, if you want to chime in and let us know what you would maybe do if something's a little bit higher in price around a time of year that's a little more tight. Do you have any advice?
Yeah, no, I love that you brought up with the 154, just the investment in your business. You guys know that's what sets coaches apart who don't have to be salesy. That's how you get to be an attraction marketer is you ooze like OMG, this is amazing, right? And so you get to know the product. So I just did some math really quick while Paige was talking. And like if you spend the 154 on your business, remember that all of this stuff is a write-off, right? So that is just something smart to think about as a business person. But at the 205 pack, you would make 51.25. So 3 people would need to join you with that pack for you to make that investment back. And then the challenge pack is almost a $60 commission, right? So similar thing, like, okay, 3 people, I can do this. Like I can get excited. Think about what's already excited you about Autumn's past programs, and just start to share that. This won't be in our hands either, so that may be feeling kind of challenging that you don't have the track. We're not going to have the track until later in December. They're not going to have it for a while, so there's so many things. Like for me, I'm going to keep it really simple because I get really overwhelmed. And I'm going to advertise for a regular challenge group starting December 14th. And people are either going to be able to join our team or join the challenge group as a challenger. And we're just going to do 21 Day Fix or 21 Day Fix Extreme. Like for me, I had to go like, how can I make this so simple so that when I was watching people doing Black Friday deals and stuff, I follow a lot of like life coaches and business coaches. And I was just taking it in and going like, what's confusing me? And it was when people were giving too many options, like we're going to do this and then we're going to roll into this. So when we take a step back and go, what could bring 3 people in, right now? And that could be that it's the 7th and you have them start with the 9-week Control Freak Challenge Pack right away as a coach. But maybe you're still just wanting to like warm people up to it. You can still spend December getting them ready for it and then get ready for your launch that week after Christmas. If you guys haven't been here for that, is a huge week when people know when their Christmas budget, like they're done spending, they know, like Paige said, like what's coming for them. Maybe they got a gift card or some way to splurge for themselves. So if you haven't done anything yet, just don't stress, but think about how you could make it so simple, what you could get behind right now, remembering that if people purchase a challenge pack, right, they get 30% off then of their completion pack for 9-week Control Freak. So it's not too late to get creative and think about this launch is not just December 7th or December 21st. Like this is preparing us for January. So I love that Paige mentioned January 11th. For me, I might be thinking a little bit closer to January 18th when I was looking at a calendar, just giving people a little bit of extra time. But that you might be thinking, what am I going to do with them in the meantime if they purchase, December 21st? And that's where they can either get started on an autumn program, 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme. Oh my gosh, there's so many, right? 80-day obsession, so many. Or you could, I know a bunch of people, I don't know if anyone on the team has created one, but I have some girlfriends who have, and I could ask them for theirs, but they've made just an autumn calendar, of all different workouts. So you could have them on a 1 month calendar. And then if they join January 1st through 4th or 5th, give them a 2-week calendar, give them just a solid 2 weeks to prep. And then everyone then can start a big wave around that time. You could still do it January 11th. I think there's plenty of time. I'm just a little bit hesitant with shipping right now. I feel like my mom ordered a challenge pack like 2 weeks ago and I haven't seen the Shakeology, she hasn't told me the Shakeology's come yet. So I'm just, with this program specifically because of the track, a little extra conservative with the date. So that would be the only thing I would say I'm doing a little bit differently. And then keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple. If you're feeling a little bit insecure because you haven't done the program yet, that's okay. How can you get your hands on some autumn results within the team and even just give yourself a week to do an autumn program and go, what do I love about her style? What kind of results did I get? And invite to a 21-day group. I'm starting one December 14th, and I don't care if they whine that means they're going to have to work out on Christmas. I'm like, that's the kind of woman I'm calling in, Like there's 5 women out there that are like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy whatever I enjoy on Christmas, but I want to feel better too. So that's my angle at it right now, just for simplicity's sake and to just help with the confidence around the program too, since we haven't done it yet.
Thank you so much, Steph.
Yeah.
That's super helpful. I don't know, guys. We can decide whether the 18th might give us some more time. We do have time to think about it, but we should solidify a date so that we can, because, guys, honestly, for a successful launch, you're gonna want to have that, registration form in your bio. You're going to want to have that there so that it's an easy place that you can plug people into. You can send the link to people. You can send people to your link from your story. Maybe not link it like somebody with 10K followers, but say, like, go to my bio, click the registration. If you already have something in your bio, make a link tree so that you can have multiple things there. And be specific when you're asking the questions in there. Ask them, like, make it easy on yourself. Ask what kind of challenge pack they want. Give a few options so you can look at the registration form and say, okay, this is what I need to put in their cart, right? You know that when somebody's going in there, it's because they want to sign up for the program. So it's okay to throw that into your registration form, and it just cuts out one extra step. I know that that's one of the things for me that I have a hard time with, is just that part where, like, okay, everything's ready to go. Especially I find this on like the last day of the month, if you're trying to hit a goal, everything's ready to go and now you're waiting on a reply for what flavor Shakeology they want. And so now your whole thing has been put on hold because you have to ask, okay, do you want the performance line? Do you want the Shakeology? Do you want this? Do you want that? And then once you get that detail ironed out, you have another question to ask. So yeah, I just suggest putting it on the registration form so you don't even have to worry about that. You can ask for their email and you can send the cart right to them. You don't have to do that, but it's just a suggestion. But yeah, does anybody have questions about 9-week Control Freak so far?
I'll
We're
just
good?
add real quick that, like, I suck at share a cart, and so I use the coach link generator, especially if I know that, like, I'm unplugging for family time and I just release, like, I'm not going to sit and refresh my phone. So I'll send them just the direct link to the program and I'll say, I'm signing off. Can't wait to see what you end up snagging. Here are my favorite flavors of this, this, and this. And I'll check, but, let me know if you have any questions. I'll see it. But otherwise, like, if you suck at share a cart like me, that's an option too. Just Google Coach Link Generator. If you've never used it, it pops right up on Google and you just put your coach ID in and you can send them a direct link to it.
I love that. I've never even thought about that, and that's a really good
The,
idea.
the waiting for the share cart sometimes just like drives me crazy. I'm like, do you want strawberry or chocolate? And then you're just like sitting there. You're like, okay, I'm just going to put this in your court.
Totally. Sorry, I'm gonna stop the share just for a second here. Is Mel on here? Where is she? Yes, she is. Mel, are you able to talk? Yeah. Okay. Mel is actually or she just finished. Did you just finish or are you almost done?
Almost done.
Okay. She's almost done doing the 9-week Control Freak test group. So I asked if she'd hop on tonight and just give us a little bit more information on what she loves about it, things that we could maybe use to talk about it in our stories and things like that. So take it away, Mel.
Hi, friends. We can hear me? We're good? All right. Sorry, I'm just at work. I'm just finishing up. But I wanted to hop on and just kind of tell you guys basically what the program is. The biggest thing that I would tell people that you're wanting to do the program with is the value of the equipment. The equipment is insane. It brings the program to the next level. Like, I've never done any program with like the door tracker that they have. So the door tracker, it's cool because it's versatile and you can kind of set it up anywhere. There's people that did it that live in like teeny tiny condos or apartments, or people that do it in garages or gyms or basements or whatever. It's cool because there's so many videos out there that kind of teach you how to put it on, and it looks a little bit more intimidating, but it's super, super easy to set up and everything. So very user friendly. The really cool thing about the door tracker is, now that I can actually tell you guys about moves and stuff, the way that she incorporates it with the bands into like the moves is just, it's next level. She, like, you're using the bands as well as weights on the same time. So like, you're not just working out like your triceps, your biceps or whatever, like one muscle at a time. She hits like I swear, like 6 different muscle groups all at the same time. It's insane. And you feel it. Like for myself, I don't know, like I feel I'm a bit of a stronger person. So for myself, it takes a lot for me to actually feel like really, really sore the next day in a way. And I'm like, I can't even walk the next days after these programs and the workouts. And they fly by. It's nice because I started off with doing the 6 weeks of work, and those programs are the workouts. I think they're like 45 minutes long, and he made those fly by. But these just, they're 25 to 35 minutes long, and the time, like if you look at the time that you're actually working out, like she says it in the videos, you only end up working out for like 18 minutes for one of the things, like for one of the workouts. So 18 minutes of actual work, and I'm still burning the exact same amount of calories that I would in like an hour long workout. Like she knows what she's doing. And I understand, like sometimes, like, yeah, everybody has like a preference on which trainer they like. And I know I've talked to some people who say that Autumn, you know, may not be their favorite trainer. And she even agrees, like sometimes, like she's not for everyone. I get that. But give it a try. Definitely give it a try, because that was kind of how I was feeling too. I wasn't exactly thrilled or like super, super hyped about it. And then after like the first week, I was like, okay, like she's a really, really good trainer. And I think, I don't know, like if you're feeling off about it, just give it a try, because I promise you, like it's definitely worth it. And the results are insane. Like I have not noticed like my biceps and my, even like my abs and like my booty, everything's just kind of like it's popping more. And I notice it more, and it's a good feeling. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a good program, and I think everybody's going to benefit a ton from it. I know that the price is kind of like, some people are a little like iffy, like I sit thinking it's going to be hard telling people price of it, but just tell them that the price is alone is worth it for just the year's worth of like the programs, as well as the equipment. Like that alone, that's worth it right there. Plus you're getting all that other stuff on top. So I mean, I know it sounds like a big lump sum of money like right at the beginning, but it's definitely worth it. And yeah, I don't think there's much else that I can say about it. Yeah, I'm really excited for it, and I think it'll be a really good game changer for a lot of us as coaches.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you earned that. Honestly, it's been so nice to kind of like follow along a little bit and get a little bit of a sneak peek through you. One thing I wanted to ask, I'm just curious because I never won a test group. Do you have to purchase the early access to be in the test group, or do they just let you use it?
Yeah, I still have to be, hi Chad, I still have to purchase it or whatever. I don't get the early access for free, which kind of sucks, but I don't have to get like the whole pack because I still have all the equipment and everything.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. So I still have to buy it, but it's still worth it to me. I mean,
if it's worth it to you to do a second round, then that tells me it's worth it for us all to give it a shot. So yeah, I love that. Thank you. Did you ever do that? I know she also incorporates like nighttime stretching workouts in this.
Yes. Oh my gosh, she has nightly stretching routines, and they're only like 7 minutes long. Like they're not long at all. And they match up to the workout you did. So it's cool because like say you do a workout that like kills your legs or whatever, she'll do a stretch that night that really targets the areas that she worked. And I've definitely noticed I'm not as sore the next day when I do them, because I mean, yeah, there's been some that I skip. But no, they definitely.
I love that she included that, because that's like, I don't think any other like I know that for 80 Day Obsession she does like a roll and release as a part of 80 Day, but yeah, I don't think any other trainers put in like an extra portion. So that's super cool.
No, it's just I know like Amwala on 6 weeks of work, he does like on the 6th or 7th day, that last day of the workouts, like he does a range and repair. And I always refer people to that for who are looking for like extra stretches and stuff. I always recommend the range and repair from 6 weeks of work, because I always thought those stretches were so bomb. And now I'm excited because once this is like actually on Beachbody, then there's a whole separate nighttime stretching that you're able to do.
I love that so much. Well, thank you for making sure that you hopped on and helped us with.
No problem. I'm going to head home now, so I'll talk to everybody later.
Okay, sounds good. Bye, Mel. Have a
Bye,
good night.
guys.
See
Bye.
you. Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, that was so nice. It's nice to have somebody who's actually done the program get to tell us a little bit about it from their own experience, right? So yeah, we're just gonna keep moving forward here. This is something that I struggle with. I feel like we all struggle with this. This is one of the main topics of discussion I find anytime I ask if somebody wants topics for calls and that kind of stuff. It can be difficult to find balance in coaching, especially if you work full time elsewhere. You ladies who work full time and are moms and still devote some time in your day to coaching, you are real life angels, and I know that it's hard work. When I was going diamond, I was running a day home with 6 full time kids, and I was plugging in every chance I could because I just had dreams, right? So you ladies, you have dreams, and I love to see you guys just putting effort into your businesses outside of your already crazy days. 5 things that help me the most when trying to effectively manage my time are working from a checklist. So whether that's your business activity tracker or writing down your goals every day, things you want to accomplish, and having that fun check off or cross out, that really helps me. And it helps me just feel more productive. I love looking at a list and seeing all of the check marks, and I'm like, now I can relax, or now I can go do something for me. Figuring out how many hours a day or a week you want to focus on coaching and scheduling those working hours into your day just like any other job. So this is actually something that I've heard on a lot of leadership calls recently, that people actually schedule their coaching work into their day. So whether that means you're waking up an hour earlier and you're doing a bunch of stuff right in the morning, or you're going to bed an hour later, however your kind of day looks, or you're taking an early lunch, or you are plugging in for a half an hour at the beginning, middle, and end of the day, however that looks for you, however it works for your life. But making it a conscious effort to show up for that just like any other job, right? Because if you guys want this to pay you like a job, you got to show up for it like a job, okay? So yeah, once again, get up earlier, get some of the vitals out of the way first thing, you guys, like pressing play, checking in with your groups, having your shaker, your energize, and sharing about it and posting your moves. You guys can accomplish all of that before 9 a.m. sometimes. And then what do you really need to worry about for the rest of the day in regards to coaching? Sharing your life, right? And then making sure maybe you plug into a power hour here and there, or you're connecting on your stories with people or your inboxes. But those are things like, if you get that bare minimum, but that base out of the way, there's so many other things you can do with your day. And then plan your content. So this is something I've started doing, and it's helped me so much. So I have a call actually. So for anyone who didn't get a chance to watch it, it is recorded. But I went through with Lauren Berry the other day. Her and I sat down and we planned out our entire December content. It only took us maybe 45 minutes. And now I don't have to wake up every day wondering what I'm going to post on my feed. I know exactly the type of picture I need to take if it's not already taken because I've planned it. I know exactly the type of content or caption I want to go with it. And I can even schedule that ahead of time. So even if you're like extremely busy, using your time wisely to plug into that so you don't have to worry about that when you're stuck at work for the day. Lean on your team. That's what we're here for. We're a team, guys, right? So partner up with somebody, divvy up the work when your team begins to grow. That's something that was super beneficial for me. It's got to be somebody that you gel with, that you feel like you have a good connection with. And I strongly encourage you guys to be reaching out to one another and linking arms. And like, it makes a lot of the things that happen when you start to get 3 or 4 coaches under you feel like less of a weight, because you have somebody to maybe help you make slides for your team calls with and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my time management tips. I don't know if you want to add anything, Steph, or anyone else. If anyone else has any things that work for them that I didn't mention, you can always let me know.
I just wanted to say with the plan your content, that made a huge difference for me doing that with you, Paige. Like, I went from very sporadically posting, and I've posted like the last 4 or 5 days in a row because it's all planned out. Every day I wake up, I look at my calendar, I know exactly what I'm going to post, like what picture I'm going to do, what the details are. Like, it's so much easier. Like, it's made a huge difference for me personally.
Oh, I love that so much. And really, it only took us, what, 45 minutes to do our entire month. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was awesome. I'm so glad you joined me with that. And if anyone wants that call, just let me know. And you can, I even played like a little bit of like yoga music while we were sitting there trying to plan. And then I like piped in when I thought I could add something. And so, yeah, it was fun for sure. Steph, do you have anything you want to add? Are you good?
I think I saw someone else unmute. I could talk all day. So I'm like, let everybody else talk. And then if there's anything to add,
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
Lizzie. Lizzie, go ahead.
Oh, just one thing that I do sometimes when I plan out my posts or try to do time management, honestly, I turn the notifications on my phone off. I turn it off because I find that I am a person that loves being in the knowing of everything. And so if my phone goes off, I'm like, oh, what was that? And then I get distracted and then I go off on like looking at weird cakes on YouTube and you get distracted, right? So I find just like putting a timer on and just like turning everything off and making that timer is really helpful because obviously there's so many things to do. And if you don't set aside, like you said, you have to set aside that time to get it done. And it's amazing what you can get done when you're actually focused. So, yeah.
Yes, time. Actually, my mom was somebody who was telling me you should just use a timer because I was telling her it wasn't so much about the coaching aspect that I was having a hard time managing. It was that like I was so focused on coaching that I was having a hard time managing like home things like laundry and basic house tasks, right? So she's like, put your phone down, set a timer for 20 minutes, go do what you need to do, and then come back. So it's funny how it can go both ways. But yeah, that's all I have for time management. Do you have anything, Steph?
Yeah, I was just thinking back to like that first year. Like I had kids at in-home daycare also. I was a nanny. My husband was working crazy hours. And I would say the a few game changers for me. One, if you guys have little people around, for me, I had to look at my list and think, what do I want my daughter seeing me do? She can see me work out. Is it great? Is it enjoyable? Not always when it's being interrupted. My personal development. So I would just think about like, what are the things on my list that also are really good for them to see me doing? And then what are the things that have me like this? And can I then be doing those in pockets of time that just feel really good and feel sustainable? So that was huge for me. Lizzie, I love that you mentioned like being super focused. Airplane mode and timers, I think, are huge. And then also just to touch on like your vision really quickly, like remembering I literally spend my mornings before I work like dropping into my vision. I have a song that puts my body in that future vision of like what our lives look like. It's what got us from government assistance to six-figure business in a year. Insert Beachbody disclaimer. I was also like Paige. My life was crazy. I was dropping balls everywhere, but this one thing helped me make sure that I was doing the income producing activities, and that was having a clear vision and then bringing my partner, or if you live with a family member who just like doesn't fully understand what you're doing and what the vision is, being vulnerable with them and sharing what that is. Hey, for the next year, this is what I'm working on. If you could support me, this is how you fit into the vision. I think a lot of times if there's an unsupportive family member or partner or spouse, we try to like do it behind the scenes and then be like, look at what I built once it's something amazing. But then we're always trying to like balance our attention. And so for me, it was sitting my partner down and saying, look, I know I rarely see you anyways, but here's what I'm working towards for us. And I brought him into the vision. So then he knew when I'm looking at my phone, I'm not just looking at my phone. And it also gave me accountability. So then when I was scrolling my Facebook feed because I got distracted, I would think about their faces and what I said I was going to do. And that just helped me get back on track, going like, okay, if I've got this hour and I told them this is what I was working towards, like, am I holding myself accountable to that? So I would say that was really helpful. And I love that you mentioned the content planning. Also, for me, my life was 0% inspiring. We lived in a house like basically as big as this room, and had like, 2 pennies to our name. And so what I did that was helpful was like once a week we'd go for like a hike or a family walk, and we'd snap a bunch of content like just at once, so that when I was tired because my baby didn't sleep, like at least I had all of like the actual pictures handled. That was harder for me than the words. I'm like, I can, say something, but I was like, I'd look around like, not really anything inspiring going on here. So just, grabbing a couple outfits, showering, getting some stuff done. If you guys are into that batch creating concept, it really helped me, because otherwise I was, covered in spit up and applesauce. And it just, sometimes that's amazing and fine and people need to see that. But I found taking pictures ahead of time to be really helpful.
I love that. Yeah. The whole like, oh, I'm ready for the first time in 2 weeks. I better do like 5 different outfit chains and put on a hat. And yeah, it's fun. It's good, right? Like it means that you don't have to get all dressed up all the time to still have some pretty good photos to share. So I love that. Thank you, Steph. Okay, the diamond formula. I feel so like I have all of the secret answers. I'm kidding. But honestly, guys, there's not much to it besides consistency and patience. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that is the case. The longer you're consistent in showing up, the more you enjoy the journey getting there than rushing, the faster it will come. Enjoy the journey you're on, right? You didn't start this to be a diamond coach. You started this, and remember why you started this, and enjoy that journey. Enjoy that journey, and the other will follow. If you're passionately showing up all the time, consistently, you will be top of mind to people. And then it's honestly a ripple effect. So that's why I say emerald focus here. Focus on keeping your legs even and going emerald, double emerald, triple emerald, and then teach 2 people on your team to do the same. You will honestly, if you can do that, you guys, you can become a diamond factory. And I want you to believe that about yourself, right? It's very simplified if you look at it like it's not so far away. It isn't so far away. If you guys have 4 coaches under you, you're halfway there. That halfway mark, it actually speeds up. So once you're emerald, well, my theory is once you're emerald, everyone will shout you out that day, and everyone will start to go, oh, Lizzie, she has been doing this thing. You're the first person I saw. She's been doing this thing where she's lost 70 pounds and now she's rank advanced from it. Is she making money from this? Maybe I'm going to ask Lizzie what this is all about, right? So it's like adding the 2 together. They see you all the time, then they see that you're doing something with this, and now they're interested, right? And knowing that if you can go emerald, the person below you can go emerald, right? You can teach somebody to do what you've done, right? So just believing in yourself and stepping into leadership, you guys. Even if you have 2 or 3 coaches under you, I encourage you guys to get, even if it's not like a team call, like a traditional team call, get in a brainstorming meeting, maybe start organizing a Saturday sip and sweat between you and your 3 coaches, where you guys all get on every Saturday and you start chatting business a little bit, you chat life, and then you get to it and you do a workout together, doing things that are going to create a foundation for your business, your team. Because whether you have 1 coach under you, 5 coaches under you, you have a team. The moment you put a coach under you, especially if they want something from this opportunity, you have a team, right? So yeah, like zone in on that, and don't be afraid. If you ever need somebody to help you step into a leadership role, you can always ask. I'm happy to sit in on a call with you guys, but I want to see you guys trying to like make those moves for yourself, because it's exciting. And then I promise you, once people see you as a leader, your team will continue to grow. I always encourage everyone that as soon as they even have 2 coaches under them, talk about those coaches till the cows come home on your stories. If you want to build a team, you got to start talking like a team builder. So on your stories, you want to be saying, I have a getting started right call with my new coach. And then, we're going to get on this call with my other coach. And then I'm going to plan a call next week. Talking about the fact that you are a mentor it's almost like an advertisement for your team, right? So it's like, it takes like the ickiness out of it where you're still talking about it, but you're not like inviting to it almost, right? So yeah, those are the 3 main things for me when it comes to Diamond. If anyone else wants to say anything, Sarah, if she wants to pipe in. Sarah went Diamond in 5 months. So it is possible to just hit the ground and go for it. And I want you guys to all believe that in yourselves, right? So yeah, that's my little Diamond piece. If anyone wants to add. No one? Okay. Sarah's like, don't you dare make me talk on a team call.
No, it's just like, it was really easy, I think, in the beginning to go Diamond, but to hold a paid Diamond has been very hard.
Yes. And I think that kind of stems from us losing our quals on the 6th week and us being like, hey, do you guys want to get active again for another 6 weeks for us?
Yeah.
Honestly, you held that Diamond for a long time, girl. It was
Yeah, I did. I think it was like, I think everybody went into the summer and they're like, okay, well, I'm just going to work out outside. I'm going to go for walks. I'm going to go do this. And they just didn't want to pay for it anymore. So I literally am in my coach office right now. And I have, out of the 10 coaches I have, 2 are active.
And that's okay. That happens, Sarah. And you know what? Those 10 coaches are still in your office.
Right.
So the moment they place an order, right? Like
I know, and watching them all, like getting those emails of, oh, I quit. Oh, I quit. Oh, I quit. Kind of has sucked too.
You're not getting those emails. You're fine. So
no, I have been getting them.
I know, but what I'm saying is you still have enough coaches in your office that if they were all active, you would be a paid Diamond. So don't worry about that. It's not like you have to add to your team. You just have to, but yeah, no, like you held that considering how new you were at coaching, you held that Diamond for at least, I think, 4 months. So that's pretty impressive, and you'll get it back. It won't be long.
Especially with 9-week control freak, hopefully.
Oh yes, take advantage of that for sure.
Yes.
Stephanie?
I'll share something that a corporate mentor shared with me a few years ago that was really helpful and really helpful in mentoring your coaches as well, is that when we are in like building mode, like we're trying to hit Diamond or 1-star or 5-star, whatever the goal is, we're on offense. We're like spending 90% of our time doing those income producing, coach generating, like we're bringing business in. And then a lot of times what happens is we'll hit Diamond and we go on to defense and we're like, everybody like hold still. And then we begin like managing this team and what we do ends up changing. So Sarah, it'd be so cool if you went back and looked at like month 1, Sarah, month 1 through 5, like what was she doing? And not to have the mindset that they're going to drop off, but it's just a part of the business, right? Someone gets excited and then they like have a really exhausting pregnancy and something happens, like, or they're just like, this isn't for me. And so what's always brought me a lot of joy is bringing in fresh faces and just remembering that is a little bit of the nature of the business. So if we kept doing the things that we were doing, bringing in 2 new coaches a month, then looking at how that will just naturally help us hold on to what we're doing. So I love that, like Paige had mentioned in this, consistency and patience, like instead of rushing it back to Diamond, going like, okay, what did I do in those first 5 months? Did I burn out on any of those activities? Is there a way that I could start doing that again consistently? And then if you're anything like me, I've had to also forgive myself, like, oh, I hit this and now I'm not where I was. And I was comparing myself against my own self. And that was almost worse than comparing myself to other people, So yeah, you did it before and you can do it again. That's the cool part. Like if you've started one conversation, guys, like you've done what it takes. Then we just get to go, okay, what happened in the conversation? Okay, you brought 10 people in or 8 people in, built this team. Like, what did I do? And how could I do it again in a way that now I have the wisdom and the perspective? Like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not going to have to hold that, like I'm going to make it so that I can chill out and know that the team is just continuing to grow. So, it's amazing. 5 months is incredible. And so
Thank you.
if you could do that, I mean, you can do it again tenfold and show your team like maybe what you would have done differently might be the lesson, and build it, continuing to build it in a way that's sustainable. But it's hard when you have a big vision to be patient. I know that.
I agree with that. And I was actually talking to Miss Danielle about this because she's actually super close to Diamond right now. And I'm so excited for her. She's only a couple moves away. So I know I'm just waiting on the day. But I was telling her that the ripple effect that comes from like a Diamond Day shout out, like when you go Diamond and we all sit there and we're posting about it, and Sarah can attest to this, like all of a sudden, not only like what I was talking about with the Emerald shout out, it's like you're getting a Diamond shout out from a handful of girls. And now you're going to be reposting that to your story. And anybody who visits your story that day is going to know that you did something big with your business. They aren't probably sure what it was, but they know that when it says Diamond on it, it's something big. And through that, use that as fuel to get a few more girls on or a few more coaches on during your qualification period. So that if somebody does go inactive, you're not worrying about that person because you've now added another person to the team, right? So that's just another little thing I was telling Daniela as well, because she obviously is worried about quals like anybody would be. And I said, you just got to keep that momentum going. Once you get your Diamond Day, you got to be like, okay, I'm adding to my team. I'm a Diamond coach, like really step into that leadership role, and it'll all sort of come your way. So I'm almost positive that over that 6-week time period, you're going to sign up at least 1 or 2 more coaches if you're being mindful about getting the message out there, right? So yeah. So that's Diamond. Okay, this is what I'm super excited about. So I have decided that because I was shown so much love when my son passed away, that I want to sponsor a family for Christmas this year. You guys, I had an entire dining room table full of flowers, and I cannot tell you how incredible that felt to feel that much love and support during a very hard time in my life. So for anybody who put anything on my table, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It meant the world to me and my family. And so now I want to pay it forward to another family that's struggling. I want to introduce you guys to Tamara. It's this lovely lady here. This is her son. He's a twin, so I'm forgetting his name. But he's a twin boy of another 17-year-old boy. And she's located in Calgary. She's a single mom to 5 children, including the twin boys, and they have special needs. She also has kinship over her 3-year-old granddaughter. She recently got out of a 25-year abusive relationship, and when she fled, she had nothing. So she literally left with probably a small backpack, I'm assuming, and she went into a shelter, and her 5 kids have been in and out of shelters ever since. It's making me emotional. Ever since she's left this relationship, and now she's in government housing, and it's just a hard time for her. You can imagine one parent, government housing, 5 children to make happy. She has never had, I was talking to, it was actually her daughter who nominated her for this. And her daughter is actually one of our challengers in our community. So it hit very close to home for me to be able to help somebody in my community's family. So how this is going to work, you guys, is I'm not asking you to purchase. I mean, if you want to purchase things, you can, but I'm just going to stop sharing this so I can show you sort of what we've come up with here. Oops, sorry. Whoops, where did you guys go? Oh yeah, I do want to share. It's just a different thing to share. There we go. So she has created this Amazon wish list, and it's got a ton of stuff on it. She said, do not buy everything on this list. I just put lots of options so that we could maybe get a little bit of everything. But you know, there's lots of kids' toys in here. There's a few higher priced things like a foot massager, and a lot of it's like very small stuff. But then she gets like a few of like the bigger gifts, probably for the 17-year-old, like the Apple AirPods and stuff like that. What I'm hoping for is that we can just have the link to this in our link tree. Maybe we share it to our Facebook, whoever. You guys don't have to be a part of this if you don't want to, but the more people that are talking about it, the more we can make these dreams happen. But yeah, I'm just going to be talking about this on my stories, talking about the family, keeping all of their identity 100% confidential, but just talking a little bit about how she's escaped an abusive relationship. She's a single mom of 5 kids. She's in government housing. Like, these are things that aren't going to really show who she is. So you can say stuff like that. But yeah, like just trying to see if we can get a few gifts sent their way. Yeah, anything at all. So I'm going to be posting this link to my Facebook. Hopefully somebody on my Facebook will want to take a browse and see if there's anything they want to send. But this is actually hooked up to send right to her. She doesn't go by this name. She actually put this name here. This is her given name, but she actually goes by, I think she said Sam, if I'm not mistaken, but either way. So that shows that it's a little bit confidential as well, but it's set up for her house. So I don't know who would be interested in that, but if you are, let me know and we will give you the link and everything like that.
Absolutely. Count me in. That sounds absolutely awesome. And I want to be a part of that.
Yay,
Yeah.
I love that. That makes me so
Yeah.
happy. I knew some of us would want to help even just spread the word with the link. Like, that's honestly, that's all I ask you guys, is to just kind of be spreading the word. You know, there's got to be some people out there with a little extra funds laying around that they might want to help with, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's super exciting and fun. A couple of fun things happening within the team this month. Mel Gaudette has decided to do this dedicated December fitness bet. So this is not working related. This is something you can invite your challengers to. This is something you can do yourself. But yeah, be talking about this if you want them to participate. We do have a pod on Instagram where we're adding everyone into, and it's a $10 entry, and you just have to log 5 workouts per week. It must be in the tracker and with a screenshot as proof. And the lucky winner who does 5 workouts per week until the end of December, I believe. I think it's either the end of December or Christmas. I forget which one Mel wanted. Yeah, they'll be put in a random draw and they will win that pot of money. So I just think it's a fun way to keep people engaged around the holidays. So yeah, if you guys want to add anyone to that chat, let me know. And then we have our own little dash, the reindeer dash. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but this is just to keep us accountable for our business goals, finishing the year strong. Last year, we had so much momentum at the end of the year. This year, we're going through a big change in our team, so we might feel a little less motivated. But I want you guys to remember that these little things that we do for our business, we do them for ourselves, right? Like, a lot of the things on this list are things we do to take care of ourselves with the, you know, share some value and inspiration on social media. So I did put the checklist in the Fearless Dreamers Facebook page, and then I was thinking we could just post it on that same post with your check marks on it every day, so that we can just keep track with the date on it. And that's also a $10 buy-in. So if you want to participate in that, the person who completed the most of these check marks out of this entire month will win the pot. If there's a tie, we'll do a random draw. So yeah, just another way to maybe make a little extra money around the holidays. Does anyone have questions about how those two work, or is that pretty straightforward? We're good?
The reindeer dash, like, we're doing what we've been just doing for the last few weeks, right? Like, we just screenshot it, like you said, and put it in the building Fearless Empires group. That's what you, yeah?
Yes, but I was thinking we could maybe move it to the Fearless Dreamers Facebook page. So I did post the the tracker itself on that page. And I was
Okay.
thinking we could just use that post to in the comment section each day, just post it in there. That way it's not like lost in the chat and no date on it and all that fun stuff. So I just thought it'd be a good way to do that.
Great.
But yeah, that's all for slides besides like where we go from here now that we've lost an Alyssa. So Steph was gonna give you guys a little bit of insight on how she can support you and everything like that.
Yeah, when Paige and I talked this week, I was so grateful because I knew there were shifts happening. Alyssa and I had talked, and honestly, I was so grateful for the open communication. Just a good reminder, guys, that like following your heart is what's important, but also remembering that for yourself, you know, like taking this time to one, process your emotions if you're bummed or you want to grieve or be upset or confused or uncertain, bummed out, all of that stuff, feel it, you know, and also like love on each other even harder, love on Alyssa. Like I told her, I'm sad, I'm bummed. She's been a big part of the team for a long time, but you can't mess up what's meant for you. And it's so much better to create a culture and a team that it's not like you're in or you're out. I experienced that when I stepped back. I wasn't going into another MLM opportunity, but I was just going through a lot personally. And that was the hardest part for me, was a lot of deep bonds that I thought were deep bonds didn't survive me not being in the beach, you know, drinking the Kool-Aid consistently. Like I needed my own space. And so for me as a leader, it was so incredibly healing to have that open communication and just to remember that like we want to build real connections with people, and it's okay if they make a difficult decision, you know, and it's okay for you. Like we get to add value to each other's lives and we get to support and respect. I would encourage you to really keep your processing positive and not make any assumptions and not be, you know, spending a lot of your time and energy. Like, yes, process it. I'm so glad Paige booked a call. If any of you want to book a call, I'm here for you too. But just to remember to keep your side of the street clean, right? And like, to process what you're feeling, but to find a way to come back around to feeling excitement and getting, you know, dropped into what your vision is with this shift, remembering that nothing is certain, upline, downline, like share, I've got this team we're running and then things change, like expecting that change. And then also just coming back to like, okay, what is this teaching me about my leadership style? What is this teaching me? Is it uncovering some things about the business that I don't like either? Or am I having these thoughts? Like go into it and feel it all so that you can become even deeper, like your roots can go even deeper in like why you're here and what it is you want out of this. And there doesn't need to be any fear, nothing, you know, like this isn't that. It feels big, but it's going to be okay. And just know you have so much support. I mean, Paige is a freaking rock star with everything that she goes through and all that she's created for you guys and the ways that she shows up. I learned so much from 7.5 years into this business. And I think it's so incredible. And so remember the good. I'm reading Think Like a Monk right now, which is so good. And he challenges you to not compare, criticize, or complain. And if you do, which we're going to because we're human, you have to say 10 things, you know, like to the opposite. So I even found myself saying something like about a neighbor the other day, like kind of out of fear. And I literally, as I was saying it, I looked at my husband, I was like, hold on. And I said 5 things about her. Like, you know, she's successful, she's strong, she's a great mom. And it just like got me out of that loop and out of that spiral. So just pay attention to the culture you're creating with how you're speaking, you know, allow yourself to process, do it safely, but then, you know, check in with yourself, ask yourself, would I be saying these things if I was streaming Facebook Live? Like, what am I really feeling when I'm having these conversations? Maybe it's because I'm feeling sad or I'm bummed. So do that in a safe place. If you want to get on a call, I'm a safe place. Nothing on our call leaves the conversation. But just remember that it'll happen and it's okay. And it doesn't take away from any of was built or was said or that you felt about your business or that Alyssa felt about her business, like it doesn't erase any of that. You know, it's just a shift. So it was really important for me. I let Alyssa know to let you guys know that I was here for you, and let's just like support her, and we'll receive that support back, and just don't let yourself go into a place of fear, you know, around any of it, around volume dropping or people leaving, you know, like it's all going to be okay. You keep your head up high and deal with integrity and love, and like it will all work out. So if you need anything, I'm so here. I know the team is massive, but like my Wednesdays have been super open. There's a ton of calls available. I think I might need to repost the link in Alive and Well, but DM me, message me, like if you page is busy, or you just have a fun idea or you want to share a win. Yeah, don't hesitate. It fuels me when I'm sitting here by myself, like, okay, what do I do? Like that is what gives me life. So I just wanted to come on and just like reiterate what I know Paige and Alyssa have told you in terms of the support you have. But I'm here too. You guys really inspire me. I'm like, I left for a couple years and I came back and there was like this Canadian empire happening. And I'm like, I want to be a part of this. This party looks fun. So thank you for doing what you do and sharing what you love about the business. It, like Paige said, it's a ripple effect for all of us that are still here. So that's just my 2 cents. I know it's a big deal, but just remember that, like, you know, we'll recalibrate and everything will be even better, you know, better than it's ever been if you believe that it can be. But keep your side of the street clean. Big time, big time, big time right now. Cool.
And it was funny. Thank you, Steph, for that, because it's funny. I was saying to Steph that I feel like, and don't take this the wrong way, but I feel like because Alyssa gave you guys so much, it almost stunted your growth in a weird way. Because I feel like you almost not really relied, but because she offered it, it was just always there. But you had her to like host calls for you and all of that stuff. I think there's going to come so much growth from this, of you guys just finding your own voice in all of this, right? Because your voice matters too. And as long as you're doing it the right way and keeping your side of the street clean, right? Like you guys know that you can do this stuff, especially like your people are your people. Like they invested in you, they look to you. Like you need to start thinking of yourself as a mentor if you want to be looked at like a mentor. And they thought of you as a mentor for joining your team. So you need to think of yourself that way too. Okay. Like that's one thing that I can say to all of you that have maybe a few people on your team. And I said it earlier too, but I just think that this is good for you guys. Like, I think it'll really help you guys sort of get out of that comfort zone and start really building, right? So yeah. Does anyone have anything they want to ask or say about that, or anything you heard tonight? Like, free reign.
I just think for myself personally, it was kind of like, as sad as it is, like a bit of a blessing in disguise for me, because I found like I'm a brand new coach pretty much. And so shortly after I signed up as a coach, like Alyssa announced that she was pregnant. So I found myself kind of like sitting back and waiting for her to jump back in to get started. So then with her leaving, like, and then I've had Paige there, like, okay, let's go. I'm here. Let's do this. And I've done way more in like the short amount of time than I have like the couple months that I was a coach previous. Like it just really pushed me to actually get going, you know?
I love that so much. Remember this as a mentor also. Like remember that when coaches, if they message you and they need help and it is on your strict time that you said you were going to devote to like your family or refilling your tank, that like then when they go find the answer, it's okay. Like they'll learn better, right? The people in your inbox, like they're not going to go away because you didn't open it within 30 seconds. Show them leadership by like really truly sticking to your values. Like that's what creates long-term energy for the long haul, is honoring some of that. So I love that you brought that up. You're like, I got neglected and then I grew. Just remember that too, like as a leader. Okay, I don't need, like when I hold their hand, I hold them back from falling down, learning these things on their own, getting after it. So good, like thanks for reminding us all of that too.
Yeah, I loved that, Lauren. Thanks. Lizzie, did you want to say something? I saw you unmute.
You just see everything, don't you?
All over.
No, I just wanted to kind of add on to what Lauren said. And I knew that Alyssa had a huge team. She had a lot of people to talk to. She was busy. She had a life. And I'm the kind of person that I always have tons of questions. And I know that as a person, I could probably figure it out. And usually I did. Like I would message her and be like, hey, how do I do this? And then I'm also, along with asking lots of questions, a very impatient person. So then I would be like, okay, no, she's not answering my question. That's totally fine. She's busy. I'm going to figure it out. And like, I would go ahead and just figure it out for myself. And with doing that, it almost helped me learn it better and like kind of helped me understand it more than someone just giving me the answer. So it was kind of like how I am with tutoring. I help a lot of kids with tutoring math, and instead of just sitting them down and giving them the equation and being like, so this is how you do it, I first get them to show me how they do it first and like get them to walk me through the steps, and then kind of helping in them and correcting them and showing them where they need to make changes. So I felt like that was really helpful with, like, I understand she was busy, but almost taking the learning into my own hands and figuring it out. And that actually helped a lot with learning everything and being able to teach the people below me and give them the answers, because then I knew it more myself. So
I love that so much, Lizzie. And you just sound like such a mentor and a leader right now, honestly. Which brings me to my last point, you guys. Like, I don't want you to feel like it's just me that's mentoring. Like, I really want you guys to be in there. If like Morgan, I'd love for you to come in and just like help me with it. And like in your own Morgan way, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do it like me. You don't have to do it like Alyssa, just in your own way. I think we could all just have such a beautiful thing if Britt and Lizzie and Morgan, like the more seasoned coaches that have been around for a little while longer, help out, right? And it'll help you feel your confidence grow as well. And it'll give you something to talk about on your stories, right? Like, I'm helping out in this fire chat right now. We're all building businesses. It's so fun. You know what I mean? We have such a great thing going. That attracts the right kind of people to your team, right? So yeah, I would love you ladies to help me with all of it. And not because like I love being your mentor, but I'd love for you guys to have your own little voice in there as well. So yeah, that's mostly what I wanted to say. Let's build some leaders in here. Yeah, you guys ready for it? Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Steph. Is there anything you want to add?
No, thanks for letting me hang. She's like, we're doing this thing Thursday night at 8. I'm like, oh, come.
I love that you were able to make it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was in the car. It was 7:20. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Thursday. Like, still that quarantine. Like, what day is it today? Oh my gosh, my kid is always here. But yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I think you guys are amazing. I'm stoked to see what you do. I'm stoked to link arms. I think I saw like a bunch of, I've like gone and found you with your names on Zoom, because you never know with Instagram, you know, like who are these people? So I followed a bunch of you and I'm stoked to just connect more. So yeah, thanks for letting me jump on.
Of course. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to stop the recording now.